Hello, today we will learn how to calculate percentages really very fast using fractions. Okay, so these are our questions. Let's say we have to calculate 14.28% of 2121. Similarly, we have these four questions. Now I will urge you to pause this video and solve these questions by your method, whatever method you use to calculate percentages, and then we will come back and we will tell you how to calculate these questions effectively in 20 or 30 seconds using fractions. Okay, now 14.2% of 2121 or 2121, so that is the way. But in this way we have to multiply 14.28 with 2121. That is really a messy calculation. So what we can do is we can use fractions. Here I have written all the fractions which are really useful in exam, like 100% is 1 upon 1, 1 by 2 is 50%, 1 by 3 is 33.33%. Similarly, this is 9.09% is equal to 1 by 11. So if I multiply 1 by 11 into 100, then I will get 9.09. Know that 100% is 1, 50% is 1 by 2, 33.33% 1 by 3, and so on and so forth. So I have written down the fractions from 1 by 2, 1 by 3 up to 1 by 16. So you have to remember these fractions. In the next video I will tell you how to remember or memorize these fractions really very quickly. There are some other fractions which are of use, like 3 by 8 is 37.5, 2 by 5 is 40%, and so on. So using these fractions, if I need to calculate this 14.28% of 2121, you should write these fractions and the percentages on your formula sheet, and you should keep it on your study table or make a chart and fix it on the wall. So you can memorize it and remember it again and again, because this is really cool to calculate percentages, and every exam you will get questions for percentages. So let's say we have to calculate 14.28% of 2121. So where is the 14.28? Here I can see that 14.28 is equal to 1 by 7th of the fraction. So what I can simply do is I can multiply 1 by 7 to 2121. That will give me 303, because when I divide 2121 with 7, that is relatively very easy. Similarly, what is the 9.09% of 9999? So mechanically it will be very difficult. Like here we have to multiply 909 to 99999. That's a very lengthy calculation, but with help of fractions I know that 9.09% is equal to 1 by 11th of the fraction. So what I can do is I can simply multiply 1 by 11 into 9999, and this will give me 909. So it's very quick. Our third question is how to calculate 37.5% of 880. Similarly, we can look on the options, not on the options but on the fractions. 37.5% is 3 by 8. So 3 by 8 into 880. So that will give me 110. 3 into 110 is 330. So again, this question is 56.66% of 30. This question is a bit trickier. So here, if I don't have all the fractions for every percentage, because normally I cannot remember hundreds of fractions, right? So in this kind of questions, if I remember this it's 17 or 18 fractions, then these questions become real. I can calculate this kind of fractions also, like 56.66. So 56, I can write it as 50 plus 6.66, because 50 plus 6.66 is 56.66. And I know that fractions for 50%, and I know the fraction for 6.6%. Fraction for 50% is straightforward, that is 1 by 2. Or you can check it, this is 1 by 2. And for 6.66%, I have to look upon that where is the fraction of 6.66%, that is 1 by 15. So what I can do is I can simply add it, 1 by 2 plus 1 by 15. So this will give me 30, that will give me 15, that will give me 2, 15 plus 2, that will give me 17 upon 30. So I can simply multiply it, 17 by 30 into 30. So my answer is 17. So in this manner, if we remember the basic fractions, so we can play with them and find out other fractions as well, and can calculate percentage is really very easy. Our next question is calculate 9.09% of 11.11. There is also, I have 9.09 fraction is 1 by 11. So I can simply multiply 11.11 divided by 11. In this question, I have to multiply 83.3% of 14.4. So 83.3%. Here also, we can either use this 83.3. For 83.3, I know 8.33% fraction is 1 by 12. So what I can do is I can simply multiply both sides by 10. So this will become 10 over 12, and this will become 83.3. So 83.3 will be 10 upon 12 into 14 point. So 10 by 12 into 14.4, and I know the square of 12 is 144. So here what I can do is I can remove the decimal and cut it, and my answer will be 12. In the exam also, they will give you this kind of questions where you can use the trick and calculate it faster. They will not give you something absurd, because nobody, in that case you can leave the question, because in that case nobody can multiply 833 or some 3-digit number to another 3-digit number and then divide it and then mark it in 1 minute. Nobody can do that until or otherwise you know some kind of tricks. Without trick, it's really very time consuming. So here I have to calculate 62.5% of 108. So this is 62.5% of 5 by 8 is 5 by 8. So I can simply multiply it 5 by 8 into 108% of 2 by 300. I know this fraction, so I will just multiply 2 by 3 into 300. That will give me 200. So in this video, what we saw is, if we remember the fractions, we can easily calculate percentages. We can also make synthetic fractions if we know the basic fractions like 50 plus 6.66. Also, in here I have 62.5. If I didn't know this, then I could also manufacture this from these basic 1 to 16, these fractions. How can I make this? I can break this as 50 plus 12.5, right? For 50, it's relatively very easy to remember. This is 50 as 1 by 2. And for 12.5, I need to remember that where I am getting 12.5, because I I asked you to remember only 1 till 1 by 16. So for 12.5 I have 1 by 8. So I can simply add it, and what I'll get is 4 plus 1, that is 5 by 8. So I need not remember all the fractions. I can easily manufacture them if I know these basic fractions. Like I have to calculate, let's say 40% 2 by 5. I don't need to remember this. I can manufacture it like 40 by 100, that is 2 by 5. Or 75% can also break down by 50% plus 25%. For this I know 1 by 2, for this I know 1 by 4 and 3 by 4, just adding them up. So in next video I will teach you how to remember these fractions, and also how to calculate different kind of questions in percentages. We will take up more examples, and we will tell you a different trick